is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely an absence of disease or infirmity. So here we can understand this is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So we should be physically well, and we should be mentally well, and also we should be socially well. Then only we can say we are healthy. And now the concept is still more wider, not only physical, mental, or social, but all spectrum of the life, even our profession, our vocation, our education, our spirituality, everything belongs to our health, contributing to the health. So health is really important in our life, and this is called the holistic concept, because all the area where we are dealing has to be considered as a single unit, and everything is contributing to the health of the individual. And do you think health is important? We know there are multiple specialties and subspecialties. Initially, when we were doing our graduation MBBS, for seeing the eyes, there were only one specialty, that's ophthalmology. No, there are so many subspecialties. There are specialty for the retina, specialty for the cornea, and specialty for other areas. So many subspecialties are coming, and different systems of medicines are expanding, and they are contributing much to the society. And people are ready to spend anything for our health. Suppose you imagine your one eye is lost or that is about to lose, you will be ready to spend any amount of money. If you have got 50 lakhs or 1 crore, you will be ready to spend it for saving your eyes. It is because health is very, very important. Then we should understand what are the adverse factors of health, or what are the causes of the disease. How do we become sick? So whichever is factors, they are responsible for disease causation. So if you are avoiding those factors, we can be healthy. I hope I'm audible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is clear.
Sir, audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Since it is a unilateral talk inside a room, like our Gandhiji, he, during his initial phase, he talked like this in a room, and that's how he became a very good orator. So this will be a training for that also. So the first thing that's producing diseases, one is a consanguinity, that is a marriage from the close relatives. That will produce so many genetic diseases. Till now, we have not much treatment for the genetic diseases. So the only preventive method is avoid marriage from the close relatives. Then the second important area, that's infection. Now we are in the era of COVID. COVID is an infection that is by a virus. So many agents, they are responsible for the infection. One is bacteria, then another one is virus, then fungus, then parasites. All these will infect the human beings, and they will produce the disease. So this is a bacteria, you can see, and these are producing diseases like this on the skin of a child. So bacteria can produce infection. This is again a bacterial disease, various different types of bacteria. This is the bacteria producing leprosy. This is a fungus. The fungus can produce so many diseases like this. Fungus of the scalp, fungus of the nails, fungus of the skin. And this is the virus. This is the virus producing HIV. And this is another viral infection. This is a viral wart. And these are by parasites. This is one common thing, the pediculosis, the head lice.
Sir, I think your slide is not moving. And now
Slide
the
is not
slide that we are seeing is social well-being, free from social disturbances. That is slide that we could see.
Now, can you see now?
Same slide I am seeing, but I don't know what about this.
Yes, sir. The social well-being only.
Yes, social well-being.
Well-being. So I have to repeat the slide sharing.
Maybe. Stop and you have to stop it.
Actually, not that much.
There you can see you are presenting. There you can click, and
Which
then
one?
you are presenting in the lower part. There you can press and stop.
No, there is not. You are presenting such a.
At the
Only
bottom.
share plan tools.
At the bottom.
Bottom there is only 4. This one is tools, then play and share and edit on PC.
Not done. At one. If you move your mouse towards the bottom, then you can see it. You have to move your mouse towards to the bottom.
Actually, I'm doing on mobile phone.
Maybe that may be the problem. Or you can continue, no problem.
Well, actually, if you see the slides, then that would be good.
Otherwise, you can send me the slide. You can send me the PPT. I will share here.
Sir, you will get it in the Meet window only, sir. Meet window. Come to the Google Meet window. There you can see stop sharing.
Now it is okay.
Yes, sir.
Stop sharing, okay.
Now I think sharing is off. You have to share again.
Now, can you see it?
You can see the screen, but you have to open the PPT.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Can you see now?
Yeah. Now it is moving.
Okay. So the infections, these are all the bacteria we just discussed. So you can see the disease that is producing on the skin. These are all bacterial infections. And this is the one that is causing the leprosy. That's again a bacteria. And these are all funguses. They can produce different types of diseases in the skin and other area. You can see the lesion on the scalp, the toes are affected, the skin affected by fungus. And this is the virus causing HIV infection. You can see these are all viral infections. You can see this is called wart. That's again due to virus. These are the head louse that's producing lesions. Different types of skin disease can be produced by louse and even fevers. You can see these are louse. And this is a parasite that's producing usually in those people who are residing together in hostels and all, you can get a itchy lesion, especially itching at night. And all the members will be affected. This is called scabies mite. Can get disease like this. And these are the worms. So these are the usual organisms that are producing the disease. So where do we get these organisms from? So the usual sources are this type of area where all the rubbish things are collected together without much cleaning. So you will get all types of organisms, they are growing there. Then how do they affect us? So these organisms will be coming to your body either through water, or they will be coming through food, or they can come through the contact with our body, hands or legs. So these are the usual ways by which these organisms are coming to your body. And also, they can be spread by agents like vectors like mosquito and this houseflies. So the houseflies are responsible for many diseases like typhoid fever, various diarrheas and dysenteries, then this helminthic, this worm infestation, poliomyelitis, all these are transmitted by houseflies. And you can see this is like the American fighter flies. They are the mosquitoes, different types. They are producing many diseases like malaria, filariasis, yellow fever, dengue fever, chikungunya fever, and so many other fevers are there. And also they can bite the skin, producing some lesions in the skin. So you can see this is the elephantiasis. So this is a mosquito bite reaction on the skin of a child. So these are the ways by which these organisms are coming to our body. So they either transmitted by vectors or directly they will come through food, water or direct contact. So what's the remedy for these things? Our environment should be very clean. And all the environmental areas that has to be very clean. Then the water should be clean. So that cleansing and clean habitat, that is very important for the health of an individual. Then another area where we will get disease is due to either deficiency or overeating. The food, if we eat more, we will get obesity. If we are not eating, we will get malnutrition. Both will produce disease. And similarly, cancers, malignancy, they will produce, that's another cause for the disease. And there are certain diseases where the body will produce autoantibodies against our own body that will produce the disease. Then as part of aging, you are remembering while you're in your childhood, there will be so many, your skin will be very cute and you will have hair. But as age advances, you will get baldness, you will get so many problems. You can see this man who is unable to stand straight because of the old age. So that's again one cause for the disease. Then so many metabolic disease means there are certain enzymes or hormones, their production will be decreased, like diabetes, you may be knowing, where the insulin is deficient. So such disease can also be present. Then the physical factors like our environment, the warmth, the cold, the sunlight, they can also induce disease. Then accidents and poisoning. So these are the common physical factors that is contributing to the disease. Then comes the psychological factors. So these are, in broadly, we can say these are the areas where we can get the disease. So if we know how to manage these different areas, then we can be very healthy. So how do we become sick? That's because of the lifestyle we are adopting. So even though this environment is there, these organisms are there, all these factors are there, all will not be sick because To get the disease, we should have our own lifestyle. So lifestyle means whatever activities we are doing from morning to night till our sleep pattern itself is part of the lifestyle. So that is very, very important. So there will be different types of lifestyle. Some people during the wake up time, they will brush the teeth. But there will be some other people, they will not be very much keen in brushing the teeth. So you can see this man is not that much keen, his teeth is like this. But you can see this is a very beautiful teeth. So even if you are smiling, if the teeth is very beautiful, the smiling will be very happy. We can enjoy it. But you can see the other man, if he is smiling, we will tell ourselves that he should not open the mouth again. So our lifestyle, that's very, very important. And going to the toilet, that's important because toilet is one area where all the organisms, the bacteria, fungus, virus, everything will be there. That is secreted through urine and feces. So we should be very careful while going to the toilet. We have to use some chappals. And during that time, especially our hair follicles will be much dilated. And there's more chance to enter the bacteria and other organisms through the hair follicles. So that's why if you are able to cover our scalp during this toilet time, that will help in preventing the entry of these organisms. And also we should wash that area after urination and defecation because the urine that will contain so many organisms and in addition that contains so many chemicals, urea, ammonia, they will produce irritation to the skin and skin diseases. So you have to wash that area properly and thoroughly. That will help in preventing many diseases. And after defecation also. And also you can use one hand, especially the right hand, for eating and all we are using. So you can use the left hand for this purpose. Because if you are cleaning our stool with right hand and eating with right hand, all the organisms present in the stool will directly go into our intestine. So if you are reserving right hand for eating and shake hand and such purposes, those organisms which are coming through the feces or all, that will not coming to our intestine because we can reserve our left hand for that purpose. So that's also good. Then our lifestyle depends upon our food pattern. So food is very interesting topic. Everybody actually living to have food. There are people who are eating just for the survival, but there are some other people, they are eating or they are living only for eating. So food is good biryani. If I am telling, many of you will be very happy. So the food we should study the healthy food style because the various contents of the food, one that should contain at least 6 elements that is a must for a healthy diet. That include carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamins, minerals, and water. These are the essential components of our food. If it is there, our food is healthy. If some components are depleted, our food is unhealthy, or if some are overloaded, then again it is unhealthy. So carbohydrate, almost 60–80% come from the carbohydrate. So carbohydrate is mainly this rice, wheat, and this like tapioca. These things are carbohydrates. Then proteins should come at least 7–15% of our food. So proteins are two types. One is animal protein. These are all proteins. Then vegetable proteins. Vegetables, especially the grams, this green gram, another nuts. All these contain proteins. Then an important thing is fat. That also should be there 10–30% in our diet. Then vitamins, that's very important. There are different vitamins like A, B complex, C, D, E, and K. Vitamin A is very rich in this ghee, liver, milk, egg, and all. Then B complex vitamins are again present in these, but in addition, they are present in green leafy vegetables and also in the wheat and rice, the whole wheat and whole rice, not the polished one. The polished one, that superficial layers, usually you will discard that contains many vitamins. So ideally, you have to use unpolished rice and wheat that is good for the health. Then B complex vitamins are present mainly in.
Sir, again, there is an issue with the slide, I think.
Yeah. We share it.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
So B complex vitamins are mainly present in these green vegetables, various types of vegetables. Then vitamin C, that's very rich in this amla and also green leafy, this so like lemon, such things, you can get vitamin C. Then vitamin D is mainly present in this ghee, liver, and especially one important source is the sunlight that will convert our cholesterol into vitamin D. So we should expose to sunlight at least 20-30 minutes per day, or even if at least our palms should be exposed, or some area we should expose to sunlight. Then we will get vitamin D. Otherwise, our bones will be soft and they will not be so hard. Then vitamin E mainly present in vegetable oils and nuts. Then vitamin K that's present in green leafy vegetables, milk, and all. So these are the vitamins. So if you are eating adequate green leafy vegetables and some other vegetables and fruits, and a little bit meat or egg, almost all vitamins will be, and a few nuts or vegetable oil we are using for cooking. So that will contain almost all vitamins. Then the minerals, mainly the minerals are calcium, iron, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, magnesium, iodine, zinc, copper, and fluorine. And there are so many other minerals also, but these are the important ones. So calcium that is abundant in this ragi, sidafal, and milk in this that's present. And also the shellfishes that contains calcium. Then this again iron that's present in meat and fish. And legumes and dried foods are also jaggery, they are also contain iron, nuts. Then iodine is very common in sea fish, iodide salt. Now the salt we are getting in India is iodide salt. Then milk and meat also contains the iodine. Then fluorine, that's very, very important for our strength of our teeth. That's present in drinking water, sea fish, cheese, and tea. Then we should have water, at least 2 liters of water we should take, a normal man without much sweating. If you are profusely sweating, like people who are working in sunlight, they should drink more water, 3 liters or 4 liters, depending upon the water loss. So we should take a balanced diet. Balanced diet means all these elements should be there in our diet. Protein should be there, carbohydrate, fat, vitamins, minerals, and water. So if all these 6 components are there, then we will call it as a balanced diet. So if any one of this is deficient, we will become sick. If anything is over, that also will make us sick. So balanced diet is the one we have to be very familiar. And now we are having the habit of having so many junk foods, like these fast foods. So fast food contain mainly sugar, carbohydrate, and salt. So if you're taking it more, we will become more obese and we will become unhealthy. So the fast food, fast life and fast death, that will be the result. So then how much to eat every day? So for an Indian reference man, that's almost 55 or 60 kilogram. The total amount of food needed per day is almost 900 grams, out of which at least 150 grams should be vegetables, 100 to 150 grams should be fruits, and the rest should be carbohydrates and protein and fat. So this is the amount that's needed, but I think we people are eating more than 900 or 1000 or 1.5 kg at a time. That's why many diseases are due to overheating. Especially in developed countries, you can see the obesity is very common, but undeveloped countries like African countries where malnutrition is very common, they have nothing to eat. So there is a saying in, there is 1 meal a day is a yogi, they will have a long life. So 2 meals a day is a bhogi, who will enjoy the life. And 3 meals a day is a rogi. That is a saying in our colloquial language. And also there should be fiber content should be more. So the fiber that's present only in the vegetables. If you are eating fiber food, that will decrease the absorption of the fat and that will prevent the development of intestinal cancers and make the stool very loose, so you will not get constipation. So your fast food will produce all these complications that doesn't contain any fiber at all. So you can get, and during eating also, you can see this is the mouth and intestine. So the first part of the digestion happens in our mouth. So we should chew the food very nicely because the digestion, the first and important part of the digestion is in the mouth. Sometimes you will be very hurry and you will not have enough time to chew the foods that will produce the problem. So you have to chew the food very nicely, then only the digestion of food will be okay. Then other thing, we should do some exercise. Now there are no exercises at all. The youngsters, they are using a mobile or laptop and sitting in front of that for hours, and they are getting, so the sedentary life is producing so many problems like diabetes, hypertension, obesity. All these are big problems in our future life. Then bathing, we should bath daily. Some people will not bath daily, especially people from different states. I have seen they will take bath only 1 or 2 times per week. So bathing, that's also very important. The nail cutting, that is very important because the nail, the underneath of the nail will contain so many dirt. That will contain bacteria, virus, fungus and all. Then circumcision in males, that's very good for health because in circumcised individual, you won't get fungal infection of the penis, and also there is the chance of malignancy, the cancers in females, the partners, that's also very less. Then our cleaning of hair, these are all very important in our personal life. These are all the part of our lifestyle. And fasting is also very good because all the religious peoples are fasting. So fasting and decreased food intake for a few days, that even the animals are fasting. So if you fast, there are so many studies that fasting people will have longer longevity of life and very good health because that will discard the unwanted fat and other unwanted toxins from our body. Then our occupation, that also part of our lifestyle. If you are working in the sun, that sunlight I told you that will produce so many problems in the skin. And if you are working in some industry where this dust and all, there that will produce the respiratory diseases very common. And some occupational chemicals that will be exposed and that will produce so high chance to develop cancer. So these are all part of our lifestyle and even our sleep pattern. During sleeping, we should adequately, at least 6 hours we should sleep. And during sleeping also, if you lie down on the right side, that is very good for health because our stomach is on the left side and that's opening to the right side. So the smooth movement of our food we have taken, that will pass to the intestine very quickly. But if you are lying down on the left side, there is more chance to get acid peptic disease like peptic ulcer, such problem. So it's better to don't sleep immediately after food. At least half an hour or 1 hour after the food only you have to sleep. Otherwise, all the food in the intestine, the stomach, that will come up and produce this heartburn and so many problems. Then part of lifestyle is our habits. There are people in this group also, there will be people who are smoking. So smoking will produce so many problems. Tobacco, if you take 60 milligram tobacco at a time, that will cause death. So nicotine equal to the cyanide poison. So 60 milligram of nicotine at a time, that will produce death by producing tremor and convulsions. So a cigarette if you are taking, that will contain at least 10 milligram of nicotine. And also they contain more than 3,000 carcinogens. Carcinogens are chemicals that will produce malignancy. So you can get so many diseases like respiratory disease, chronic cough, cancer of the lung, cancer of the esophagus, and cancer of the mouth. So many you can see. The dark one is a cancer and smoked lung. A normal lung, you can see the red color. Then cancer of kidney, pancreas, so many cancers. Then heart attack chance is very high. And the occlusion of the blood vessels, especially the hands and foot, gradually that will get occluded and you will have to cut the leg. That is very common in smokers. And you can get this peptic ulcer disease of the stomach. So all these complications you can get by smoking. And there is more chance to get sugar and diabetes. And you will have an older look on the face by frequently sucking this. You will get a sunken cheek and older look. All these are complications of smoking.
Sir, slide has stopped.
Again stopped.
Sir, slide is not moving.
Where are now your slide? Which is the slide you're seeing now?
Sleep.
Sleep, right? If you're not seeing, you have to tell me. Now can you see?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you're not seeing the slide, you have to immediately inform me. Otherwise, I will go and I will have to come back after you turn.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Now the smoking, I told you, the smoking that is producing so many problems like heart attack, ulcer disease of the intestine, then the sugar and older look. All these problems will be produced by smoking. And alcohol is a part of our habits. If I say don't drink alcohol, you will tell when we are living in this world. So alcohol will produce so many health issues that will affect our liver. That's very common. You will get a cirrhosis of the liver. Normally, naturally destroyed and will produce edema of the leg and ultimately will die. That can affect our heart. Muscle will be completely the strength of the muscle will be weak, and there is more chance to get heart attack, and all the nerves will be affected and the brain function will be affected. That's why after taking heavy alcohol, a human being will become an animal. Want to let they will want for life. Then there are people who are using so many addictive drugs that again produce so many health issues. Sexual life, because many diseases like HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, they will affect our life. So this second part of our lifestyle. So AIDS is a very common sexually transmitted disease. So if we avoid all these hazard factors, then we can be healthy. These are all organisms producing syphilis. Then even animals, there will be close contact with animals. So some animals, they are transmitting these these parasites, viruses and all. So that will produce health issues. Dogs producing, pig producing, and also even our cat producing diseases. So we should watch the animals whether there is any problem to the animal. So that also part of the lifestyle. So the dog mainly producing this hydrophobia, you may be knowing about tapeworm infection, fungal infection, animal scabies and all. So in conclusion of the physical health, we should study how to prevent the disease. That is better than cure. So for the prevention of the disease, we should have a healthy lifestyle, healthy habits and healthy environment. If these three are there, almost 90-95% of the diseases we can prevent. So our lifestyle should be healthy, our habits should be healthy, and our environment should be healthy. So prevention is better than cure. Now we can come to the other aspects of the happiness and stress. Why do we live actually? Now we are attending a webinar. Why do we attend that webinar? Can anybody answer? Can anybody answer?
Yes, sir. To update ourselves.
Pardon?
To update ourselves.
Why do you want to update?
To compete with the present scenario.
Why do you want to compete with present scenario?
Sir, pardon, question it again.
Why do you want to compete with present scenario?
Because I want to live happily and to come to the level what I want.
Yeah, good. So ultimately we want happiness.
Yes.
Good afternoon, madam.
Yes.
So we are doing all these things to satisfy our needs. And why we are satisfying our needs is to get happiness. So that is a certain scenario. Tension. Tension is a universal phenomenon. There are no where there is tension. You can see the children carrying and the old age people you can see in the old age home. So people are sitting, so there is stress. So there are stress everywhere, adult stress, workers, couples, politicians, religious leaders, everywhere. If you look, there are no place in the world without tension and stress. Previously, we know our munis and yogis, they went to Himalayas for a peaceful life. Now, if they are sitting there, you can get the missiles from Indo-Pak border. So there is no place in the world to sit comfortably. So the stressors may be either external or internal. External coming from the outside, internal coming from our mind. So these both are stressors. So we know we have so many desires and needs. So if it is not satisfied, so you are aiming to compete with the current scenario, but sometimes your expectations will be very high. If you are not reaching to that area, you will be stressed. Then sometimes we will have ill feeling of the mind, no? Suppose one of our classmates is becoming a very popular, very famous personality, earning more money, we will be jealousy. So that will again produce unhappiness. So our attitudes towards others and ourselves are responsible for the stress. So these are the internal factors. So there are no place in the world where we can sit comfortably without stress. So what's happening? What's wrong with tension and stress? During stress, there are two nervous systems. One is a sympathetic system, another one is parasympathetic system. So the sympathetic system is mainly concerned with stress. And if you are relaxing, our parasympathetic nervous system will be active. So this system will affect almost all the organs of our body. So what's happening is if we have got stress, we will have so many complications, like you can get hypertension, heart attack. You may have heard after heavy stress, the person got heart attack and died. So I'm remembering one story. One person got two crores by taking a lottery ticket. Then and he was a heart attack patient. So the family, they thought if you are telling to the person that you have got two crores, he may, due to the happiness, he may get heart attack, and that will produce very bad situation. So they went to the cardiologist and they decided we can go to the cardiologist, treating doctor. We can ask him to tell the person that you have got two crores from the lottery. And they went to the cardiologist, and the cardiologist asked that person, suppose I'm telling you that you have got 2 crores after taking the lottery ticket, what will be your response? So that man immediately replied, half of which I will give you to you, sir. So by hearing this, the cardiologist immediately died of heart attack. So sometimes this heavy happiness also can produce the opposite thing. So what are that's again a stress. So the stress can produce so many things: diabetes, ulcer disease, indigestion, that will decrease our immunity. So any disease can be affected. So a jealousy person can get many diseases because during that time his immunity will come down, and ever angry person can get disease more. So if our mind is not good, we can get so many diseases. Then we will be depressed. So there will be increased chance for suicide, so more chance for addiction, alcoholism, divorce rate in the family. Especially now it is observed that the divorce rate, IT professionals are very high. And anxiety, decreased quality of life. So all these are the complications of stress. So man wants a remedy for stress. So what are the remedies for stress? So there are certain suggestions and recommendations by science and religion. These are the two areas in this stress management is possible. So initially I told you, now the concept is holistic medicine. So holistic medicine is, you have to treat all the area, not the skin or the brain or the mind. So we have to treat the body, mind, and social situation altogether. Then only disease will be cured. So the mind-body medicine now teaches us for getting relaxation or to reduce our stress. So many methods. One is called hypnotherapy, meditation, guided imagery, relaxation techniques, then NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, then prayer, spiritual healing, yoga, light therapy, so many methods. So many of these we may be using. So you stick on to one or two methods. So if you are a religious believer, you can take prayer an option. That is a very good option, because when we have got stress, if you are able to share with somebody, our stress will be halved. So here we are sharing with a superpower, and he is omnipresent. So for sharing with another person, we will have to wait for that person's time and convenience. But God is always ready to hear, so that's why you can share at any time. So sharing, that's a very good. or you can share with your family, your colleagues, your parents, your spouse, or you can use any meditation or anything, or relaxation. Simply close the eyes, take deep breath, repeat it, and concentrate some this respiration. So these are simple methods by which we are giving to the patients for stress management. Hypnotherapy, you may have heard. This is otherwise called mesmerism. This Anton Mesmer was
Sir, I think slide is not moving.
not known. Okay, we can make it move. Hope okay. Okay.
Now it is okay. Fine.
So this is the hypnotherapy. Actually, hypnos means a Greek god of sleep. This is Anton Mesmer. He was scientifically used this hypnotherapy. So this is one simple method because I am doing a hypnotherapy on one patient. Then meditation. Meditation is a simple method. Just to close the eyes and concentrate on some words or some objects. You can just repeat. If you're concentrating a word, you can repeat that word, simply concentrating on that word in a silent, calm environment, closing your eyes. So that will produce a calmness of the mind. So many types of meditations are there. Then mindfulness meditation is similar. You can get in YouTube these various types of meditations and all. Then yoga is practicing widely. That's again used for stress management. Then prayer. There are so many studies regarding prayer. So that just now the psychological studies are showing that it's very good for the health and mental well-being of the individual. Now we want happiness. So these are till now we have discussed regarding the stress management. Now the ultimate aim is happiness. What's happiness? What's actually happiness? Where is that person who answered earlier? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So I want a reply from the person who answered earlier. Please, madam, what is happiness? You are telling you want to be happy. No
Hello.
responses. Yeah.
I'm audible.
Yeah, you're audible.
Sir, what you want, if you achieve that, that gives you happiness. Whatever
Yes,
you want.
at that moment of time, what do you feel?
Sir, means happy means I feel what I want, I get it, and feel so satisfied.
Yeah. So that pleasurable feeling, no, you will get when your demand is met.
Fulfilled. Yes, sir.
When
Fulfilled.
your demand is fulfilled or met,
Yes.
you will get that pleasurable feeling. That is called happiness.
Happiness.
So
Yes.
that is our ultimate aim, no?
Yes.
So what are the various methods by which we can be very happy? So there are psychologically, there are 3 A's for happiness. One is called achievement. Now we are trying to achieve so many things.
Yes, sir.
For achievement is important to get happiness. So that will be in different areas, in the health, in the wealth, in the physical appearance. We want to achieve. We want to be like so many models or science stars, or we want to get some family child, or we want to get married with a good husband or wife, or we want children. So we want to achieve so many in our family, and we want educational status, work status. So, all these achievements will make us happy. So, what are the various methods by which we can be very happy? How? First one is called achievement. Now we are trying to achieve so many things. One is called achievement. Now we are trying to achieve so many things. So what are the various methods by which we can be very happy? But what should be there is there should be a balance between our expectation and achievement. Otherwise, you'll become unhappy. Now you want to be a very great personality in your engineering field, or you want some doctorate in engineering field, and you are not capable of acquiring that, but still you are seeking that or you want that, always you are thinking of that and you are not getting it, then you will become very unhappy. So you should understand what are your capabilities to acquire that achievement. So there should be a balance. If it is unbalanced, that will create first tension and happiness. So that's very, very important. And also we should try to be happy here and now. Now what's happening is people are trying to postpone the happiness. They are not enjoying the happiness at the present moment. So during your LKG or KG classes, you thought the happiness will be in the school. So in the lower schools, you thought in the high schools you will be more happy. When you went to high school, you thought if you go to the college, then you will become more happy. Then after getting the degree, you will think after getting the PG, you will be more happy. Then you will think if I get a good job, I will be happy. Then we will postpone the happiness after getting married, I will be happy. Then we will postpone the happiness after having one or two children, we will be happy. So every time we are postponing the happiness. Then we will become happy after making the children very competent and educated in all aspects. Then again we are postponed. Then ultimately we become very old and our old friend is coming to meet you and he will be telling you, oh, now you are very happy because you have very good job, everything in your life, your children, kids are doing well. One is person in UK and another in USA, earning very good amount. But he is telling that my days of happiness is gone. Now you see my leg that is paining. Now memory is losing. I can stand up erect. So this is not the time to be happy. So not time in our life we were happy because every time we were trying to postpone the happiness. So don't do that. You try to be happy in each and every moment. You think that this is the happiest moment in my life. If you're studying, that will be the happiest moment. Whatever you are doing, you consider that is the happiest moment in the life and enjoy it. That you should do that. Then another important thing is affection that we want. That is by family, friends, colleagues, from everywhere. We want to get affection. That is very important to be happy. So then acceptance by others, that's also another important factor for happiness. These are the three A's, important A's for happiness: human, acceptance, and affection. These are very important to attain happiness. Then another important area for happiness is better human relationship.
Sir,
Yeah.
the screen is not visible.
Visible. Make it visible.
Okay.
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 Some disturbance in between is good. Otherwise, some people will start yawning.
Okay.
So better human relationship,
Okay, sir.
that is very important.
Hmm.
So for that, you have to create pleasant emotions in others. That is the important thing of a better human relationship. Create pleasant emotions in others. So you can smile. A smiling person will be attracted by others. And while meeting, some salutations, good morning, good evening, or some religious people, they say Assalamu alaikum or so many other salutations. That's very good. Or good words and good character, the body language, that's very important to create pleasant emotions in others. Then you should be simple in life. Don't be an arrogant personality. Arrogant personality will not be attracted by others. So try to be simple in our life. Then no unnecessary criticism. So if you criticize people frequently, nobody will like you. They will hate you. and no unnecessary complaints, no gossip about others. So these are important. Emotional balance is very, very important. Some people will become very quickly, they will become angry. So such emotional unbalanced personalities will not be attracted by others. So if you want happiness, so you should exhibit all these things, then other very good human relationship will be established. Then if you have got very good human relationship, others will like you, so the need of affection will be satisfied. Then before doing something, you always hope for the best and be prepared for the worst. So many things can happen, bad things can happen in our life, but still we can hope for the best. But we should be prepared to face the worst thing in our life. So don't think always in our life only good thing will happen. So worst thing can also be happen. So our mindset should be in that way. Suppose we are going to a village office to get a certificate, and we are in very emergency. And if you are going there and the village officer, there's two chances. One, the village officer will be there or he may not be there. So if you want the certificate and we are
Slide is not visible, sir.
slide, I'm not moving now.
Yes, sir.
Now visible?
No, sir.
Okay. Now I'm not moving the slide. So
It's
if you're
all
going
blank.
village office, so we have two options. We can get the certificate or we will not get the certificate. So if you have got both this in our minds, if you are getting the certificate, will be happy. But if you are not getting, the mindset will be, we have already expected that there is a chance the village officer will be absent today. So I will not get the certificate today. That also I have expected. So that expectation should be there. Otherwise, always we are thinking for the best thing. If worst thing happens, we'll be unhappy. And also you should look before you leave. Before doing something, you have to think of the possibility, the pros and cons in that. Emotionally don't lead to anything. So always think the consequences of your activity before doing anything. And don't be workaholic. You should not be too much workaholic. That will perish your family and your life. So you should spend some time for your body and for your family and your colleagues. Then only we can maximize our happiness. Another few psychological advices: consider life as a game or play. You just think that so many people have come from, crores of people came to the earth and they have left the earth. No, people on the earth are very less, but inside the earth, the number of people are more because they came and they went back. So just consider life as a game or play and avoid superiority or inferiority complex. If you have got superiority complex, you will never be happy. Because suppose I have a superiority complex, I'm thinking I'm the person who is taking the class today and coming to you. If nobody getting up and saluting or respecting me, I will be unhappy. But instead that, I'm thinking I'm a simple person, whether they are getting up or not, that's not a problem. There won't be any problem. So you have to avoid that. And don't show aversion to others or those people occupying high positions. And you should have the quality of forgiving others. These are very important qualities to be happy. And prepare a plan and protocol and strictly follow it. Then only we will have success in our life. We should have a planned protocol. And complete one work before starting another. Some people will engage in many works, they will not finish even a single work at all. That will increase the stress and strain, and other people will not like us. So you complete one before starting another and try to lead a contented life. So these are some other psychological advances for a happy life. And another important thing is you count your blessings before you're unhappy. How many blessings you have in your physical health, in your education, family, money, every aspect. You have so many blessings. But we are always looking the other people who have not that much blessing. We usually look at people who are higher in position, but we are not looking at ours. And we are becoming unhappy by looking to the people who are in higher position. But you have to think of your blessings. You have to look always to the people who are below you. That will make you very, very happy. So these are simple advices. So in short, you have to maximize the happiness factors and minimize the sad factors. That is the simple method by which we can be happy. So whatever factors that is making you unhappy, you try to limit it and increase the number of factors that will increase your happiness. So these are the some simple psychological advices to be more happy. So thank you for the listening, and this is the time for a discussion. 5 minutes or 10 minutes we can use for the discussion. Now I have covered almost the physical, mental, and social area. So if you are having a healthy situation in this all area, physical area, and the mental well-being, and the relationship with our society and the family, then only we can be happy. So health and happiness is highly dependent on all these factors. So you can ask any questions or queries regarding this topic. Now this is free time, but if you are coming for a consultation to me, that is a paid service.
Yes, participants are free to ask if you have any doubts. You can participate in the discussion. Any queries? Please.
Sir,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Sir, how to reduce thoughts in meditation?
How to reduce thoughts in meditation?
Yes, sir. While we doing my meditation, we can't concentrate. How we reduce this?
Initially that will happen, but if you're frequently doing it, gradually the concentration will increase. That's why we can either concentrate on the breathing during the initial phase. You can just so yeah.
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
Okay.
Voice is not clear, sir. Hello.
During the okay.
Sir, your voice is not clear. Can you try by disconnecting your camera?
Clear?
Now it is clear, sir.
Okay.
You can. Okay.
Sir, now it is clear.
Not clear. It is clear?
Still, I think there is some interruption in the audio.
I am audible now.
Yes, sir. You can continue.
So during the initial phase of the meditation, sometimes the concentration will not be that much good. But if you are doing frequently, gradually the concentration ability will be more. And to reduce the distraction, you can concentrate. Commonly, we advise to concentrate on the respiration, the movement of the air in and out of the nostrils. So if you are concentrating on that movement of the air, then we can reduce the distraction to other area. That's one simple technique. and frequently try to do it. If you're doing more times, the concentration ability will be increased.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Any more queries? Please. Okay, sir. It was a very wonderful and very useful session from you, Dr. Abdul Latheef Ian. Now I request Professor Meenakshi for the concluding remarks.
Yes, good afternoon to all. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This afternoon we had a session on an important topic, health and happiness. Now, when we look into the current scenario of this pandemic period, the relevance has all the more magnified. So, a lot of focus we see now is on maintaining health and hygiene, not only to self but also to the society. So, equally important is our mental health. So, sir has detailed us on various aspects of physical health, touching into topics of food habits, lifestyle, cleanliness, and also on he talked about the mental health. What are the various aspects of managing stress? What are the holistic methods to be followed for stress relief? And also, finally, how we can be happy. The psychological advices for being happy. So on behalf of the coordinators of Department of Electrical Engineering, GEC Thrissur, and on behalf of the participants, I extend my gratitude to you, sir, for sparing your valuable time for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
I also wish the coordinators for arranging such informative sessions. And thank you all fellow participants.
Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Abdul Latheef, for accepting our invitation and for sharing your expertise. Thank you once again.
Thank
Okay,
you, Selim. You're a very good organizer, and only because of your invitation, I was unable to deny it. That's why I came for that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, this session is over, and we will meet 9 a.m. tomorrow. Oh.